Have you been considering starting a podcast? Maybe you're just doubting yourself. Maybe your wheels are spinning. You're not sure where to start. It's all in our mindset and taking action. It's one of the biggest components I've learned about building a successful agency that works with podcasters. And, one of the biggest things I've seen with our clients that has held themselves back, I wanted to share a few things with you because you might be struggling at getting going, starting a podcast. Really think about what is holding you back from starting your own show, because you have a message to share. You have the authority and expertise in your field. And when you're super passionate about something, why not share it with the world? Because there's more opportunities to be found, but why not have a data-driven system behind it? A lot of people approach podcasts differently and they're like, I'm just going to create this show. I like this name. But with my show, Video Marketing for Business Podcast, I strategically chose that name because over 1,000 searches a month on YouTube alone for the keywords video marketing for business. So that makes sense to you as well, right? So, some of the things that I've seen that have held people back, the first one is, oh my gosh, it's too technical, right? It's one of those things where we work with a lot of clients that are like, oh my gosh, Tamara, I'm not tech savvy. That's okay. There's different programs and apps to help you get through that, but we can also walk you through that too, because once you get that camera confidence, that podcasting confidence, you can really step into it. And once you record that first video, it's so much easier. You're like, wow, I did it. And you know what? It was great, and I had fun doing it. So when you get that, you kind of get jonesed up and you get excited about stepping forward, because no matter what aspect it is with the technical aspect, there's always ways to find solutions, right? So, or people will say, number two, the biggest thing is, again, equipment, software. Should I use Zoom? Should I use Riverside? Tamara, do I use a Logitech webcam? Do I use a Canon vlogging camera? Do I use a DSLR? What should I use for my podcast? Do I need a professional mic? Do I need a microphone stand? Like what should I do? There's so much vast information all across the internet, but also people like myself that are there to help people like you figure out those tools so you can get that set up so you feel comfortable before you push the record button. Third, a lot of people think, oh my gosh, I don't know how to distribute my podcast. That's okay. There are so many hosting providers that help do that for you. The one that we utilize for our clients is Libsyn, and they just came out recently with Libsyn 5. So definitely check that out because it has so many really cool attributes, from a really great branding and checking out like geographical, just different stats that you can find, and statistics that keep track of where your listeners are helping actually find you. And one of the cool things about it as well is now that platform actually has the opportunity to utilize multiple podcasts back in the back end without having to log into multiple accounts, which is really unique. It's very, very interesting. So there's different ways to use distributors for podcasting. That's the one that I recommend. But having that team or outsourcing it to the experts to help you do so relieves so much stress in the long run. And that's why a lot of people work with us, because they're like, wow, you guys take care of all of this for me and some? Yes, of course. There's plenty of companies and agencies and people to help serve you as well. The fourth thing that I always get asked is, well, I'm not sure what to talk about. I'm not sure what to podcast about. You might have this great name idea and you're like, I want to cater to this audience, but now what? What are those content ideas within? Well, I have another video called the 5 W's that you can definitely check out on this channel. It goes through a little bit more about content ideas, because you really have to figure out, why you're creating this, who you're creating for, what is it about, when are you creating it, where's it hosted, thinking about those different things first, but then really specifying down on your niche. Like, what is that niche that you're truly passionate about? What is that niche that people, even the people that currently work with you, say they want to hear more content about? Always listen to your audience first, because they're going to say, hey, Tamara, I want to hear more about this. Oh, I really love that episode. Pay attention to the details and the content that's already doing well, that's already serving your audience, so that you can have that opportunity to reach more people. Double down on the content that's being more searched than the content that's being less searched. That's what I always say. Once your audience has spoken, double down on that and really stay niched. I think one of the biggest things that I've seen over time is the fifth part of this segment. People get this fear, this imposter syndrome. They think they're not good enough. They're not strong enough. They don't speak well enough. They're not good on camera. They don't have, it's the don'ts. I can't, I won't, what to do. That lack of confidence that people are missing within themselves. But like I said, when you push that record button and you get going, and you get jonesed up about it, and when you release that first episode and you get support behind it, if it's one person or if it's 1 million downloads, you're truly reaching somebody. And that's where you have to start. You have to start with inspiring people and, stepping out of your comfort zone as well, because we all get a little bit of that imposter syndrome at some point in our life. If it's podcasting, creating content, building a business, speaking on stage, whatever that looks like to you, whatever that imposter syndrome fear comes out, don't worry, we've all been there. And just know that you just have to step forward, take that action, get comfortable with the uncomfortable, and then continue the journey. Because the more you share from the heart, the more you share with your passion and your purpose and your expertise, the more people are going to flock to you. The more people are going to listen to your podcast. The more people are going to subscribe to your YouTube channel. And that's really what it's about is, what is holding you back to start your podcast? If this resonated with you and you're looking for a solution to help start your podcast in 2022, maybe you want to get going in the next 30 days. Check out broadcastyourauthority.com to learn about how you can work with my team and I to help you get through those fears, that imposter syndrome, those tech savvy pieces that you're like, I'm just not sure where to start or what kind of content to create. So, if this resonated with you, be sure to subscribe, ring the bell, and select all so that you can never miss out on videos just like this one. And I'll see you in the next video.